Don't fucking worry about it.
Dude, that intro is clean.
Yep. That is a clean intro. Welcome in, everybody. I'm going to be a little sideways today because I left my stand at the office. So just bear with me on that. But glad to have you guys in here as we start coming in. Welcome back to another episode of Friday Crypto Morning Chat. We're going to be going over Quant today. Before we get into the details, I just want to say welcome in. Glad to have all your support and everything. If you could help like and subscribe to us and like and share the stream, it is free, of course, to do that. But we do this every morning, going over details, news, everything related in crypto every morning at 8:30. We also do this on on Sunday with what's in your portfolio, and we do a Wednesday night stream as well, so around 6:37 Central Time as well. So welcome in. My name is Sal. This is Cody here. We got a lot to talk about today. If you're new to the channel, Cody's the one that got me into crypto. He's been into crypto for almost 2.5 years now. I've been in crypto for about a year and a half. I also own a few other businesses, real estate, properties. I do a lot of investing in stocks and everything else, as well as credit investing, such as into private equity companies. So, with that said, let's start talking about Quant and why you should be making sure you have this in your portfolio.
Oh yeah, so to start off, the price of Quant, it's pretty reluctant at its current price, 103. Seems to be stabilizing in the hundreds, late 90s, but that's just price talk. More about fundamentals. You can actually buy licensing fees. I sent you the photo, Sal. I mean, if you don't mind sharing it on screen, but basically there's a different amount of services on Quant Network that you can buy using the Quant token, like for licensing fees, and they have different use cases. Let me pull up some of them.
Yeah, because I can't get them from my phone to the computer there.
All right. For example, for the light subscription, it's 91.8 Quant. For the credit bundle, it's 275 Quant. And for the highest price one, it's 367 Quant. So that's just the upgrade plans. And then we have more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here it is.
So
Your license fee.
So you can buy with 5,000 credits. You can buy illustrative credit usage 1 to 2 base for smart contract. So it has a lot of smart contract functionalities too on the upgrade plans. So you can use your Quant tokens. And this is going to drive up a huge demand for Quant because there's actually a use case for Quant. Like you can actually spend it on a service on the Quant network. And it's not just a useless service. Like this is for licensing fees for your enterprise, for your business. These are actually things that will help your business.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, here's the one thing why Quant. Let's just go back over here. Go over the chart here. So we're gonna go over from a trader perspective and then to why it really is needed. So from a trading perspective, it's been holding its ground at $100 for almost last year. We were at in the 50s about a year ago, and it's been staying steady above $100, dipping down into 90. The reason why it's been staying that steady is because the exchanges have a lack of supply ready for quick purchases. So there's getting to be a higher demand. So right now, you're really the only way you can get Quant is if you get if you have someone sell it. So like going over everything, going over the charts for Quant. If you look at the 5-minute chart and you look at the orders, see most of them kind of really match pretty much. So it's getting a little harder to get a larger buy order done because there's just a lack of it on these exchanges. Oops, there we go. Sorry about that. Shout out to Talented. Glad to have you in. Your sideways, bro. Yeah, I do know. I forgot my stand. So we're going to have to be sideways, just like the market, trading sideways.
Oh, yeah. Just like the market, baby.
So, but hey, glad to have you in here. Glad to have you in here. Shout out to Talent. 10th Crypto, got my Quant. Hey, there we go. Shout out to all your support and everything. Shout out to Phoenix. Glad to have you in here. Good morning to you too, buddy. Thank you for your support and everything. Glad to have you guys in here. As we get people trickling in here, I know it's a Friday. We don't get a lot of people in here on Fridays because, it's Fridays. You're getting ready for the weekend. People are kind of slowly getting to work for that last day of work for the work week kind of deal. So we understand. But there's just a lot of great things to talk about Quant. We want to keep going. And the one reason why I want to keep the Quant in my portfolio is mainly because I see a long-term viability for it with tokenized assets. And Cody's talking about the licensing fees, which will definitely be huge. But right now, I think it's like 357 Quant for the license.
Yeah, and there's different packages. I think there's one for 45 Quant, but I can't pull them up because I don't want to lose connection. I wish I could. I have the whole screenshots of all the services Quant has. I just wish there was a way we can showcase it because I have the screenshot.
Yeah, well, bear with us. We're still new to this streaming endeavor, so there's a lot of growing pains you got to go through. But I'm trying to find it on their website where to go for it.
Okay, and then there's one for 30,000 credits. It says 3+ smart contracts to a single complete smart contract, circa 42K transactions. And that one's 275 Quant. The cheapest one is 45 Quant. That's the cheapest package.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have about 52 Quant by the end of this month. So if I wanted to, technically, I'd have enough Quant to buy a service. Unfortunately, I'm not a enterprise though, so I would have no use buying that because I'm not a business. So Quant is mainly meant for enterprise solutions. It's not meant to buy services for your retail. Like retail investors who don't have a business and don't deal with the finance industry, I mean, it'd be useless when it comes to buying services.
Yeah, so that's going to be like your title companies, your real estate agents, your lawyers, your consultants. They're going to be the one buying all these licensing fees. Shout out to Talented 10th Crypto. Quant is the next Bitcoin. Pretty much, actually, Cody and I always say like Bitcoin's crypto gold. ETH is crypto silver, and
Silver
then
and
of
Quant
course
is.
Quant is crypto platinum because it's going to end up being higher than Bitcoin just because of the scarcity and for what it's actually need. Like
So
right
wait.
now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say something not as important, but platinum is above gold, right? Like for
Yes.
example, like in rarity and specialness, or is gold
Mhm.
above platinum?
No, platinum is above gold because it's very hard to get a lot of platinum. Um, and it's a lot rarer in the universe as far as gold is.
And see, notice how Quant is more rare in supply than Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin, I will say Bitcoin has halving cycles. So that Quant doesn't have halving cycles. Even though there's less Quant, it doesn't have, halvings like Bitcoin does.
Hmm. And so there's a pretty much a set supply. Now it is a little bit more centralized, which is what a lot of people don't like compared to Bitcoin and everything. However, we're not really interested in that. We're really interested in for the solid trading ability. And what the trades is telling me is that you have it's if the smart money is getting into it. So you have Goldman Sachs, you have JP Morgan, you have a lot of other institutions and hedge funds getting into this. We should be getting into as well to be a part of the first mover advantage on this because
Yes,
people
people
are sleeping on this.
People try to see Quant. People try to compare Quant to what Bitcoin is, which is a store of value for retail and wealthy people. Quant is not meant to be a store of value, especially for retail. Quant is meant for businesses. Yes, you can hold Quant and you can store your value by holding Quant. However, that's not what Quant is really meant for. People talk about, oh, it's got to be decentralized. I mean, it's centralized in the sense that, a business is behind Quant. Like people are behind it. There's a CEO, there's people behind it, but overall the tokenomics are good. And not only that, it's not meant to be a store of value. It is meant to be used by enterprises and people big in
Mhm.
the finance industry. That's what Quant is designed for.
Exactly. Shout out to the Catman. Glad to have you in here. Thanks for your comments and joining the stream. Bitcoin Cash because of energy. Well, yeah, Bitcoin is basically revolved around the energy put into creating the tokens. Shout out to Town 10th Crypto. Do you think it will go to 100K? Uh, it probably will go to 100K eventually, but I don't think we're going to reach it this bull run. I think we're
No.
really realistically going to get like in the high 70s or mid 80,000 range. But
What, for Bitcoin?
for Bitcoin, yeah,
You
but
don't think we're gonna hit 100,000?
not right away. Like if we
No.
do, let me pull up the Bitcoin chart
We
to get.
wouldn't hit it right away. It'd be a slow buildup, but I definitely see 100K regardless as possible.
We would see 100K probably at the end of the next bull cycle. So if you look at it, it kind of hit an all-time high like 59,000 is 61. But then we shot down, and it wasn't until well into basically almost till the beginning of the end of 2021 when we got to another all-time high. So we're probably going to see this same type of graph. But if we were to go and zoom in throughout, we see this same type of graph all the time. And you can kind of see it here on the smaller side in the 2017 where it spiked up, went down, spiked up again, and went down. This time it should do another same scenario. So we're going to see the 100K towards the end of this next bull run, not in the very beginning. So if that makes any sense for you guys, shout out to talented 10th Crypto. I have XRP2, bro, just waiting. Exactly. So do I. I got lots of XRP. I still believe in the project and still believe that the case will be very favorable for them. And a no for Quant. So well, I definitely want to definitely should get some Quant in there, especially since they do function on interoperability and tokenizing real world assets, which is what's gonna happen, especially with what we're looking at with the Apple VR stuff and everything coming out. I mean, that is just crazy as to what's coming down with that.
In my opinion, if you hold XRP, you gotta hold Quant because they're both in that big enterprise, big financial sector, banking, central banking. It's all in that same sector. So if you hold XRP and you believe in XRP's vision, it's almost like you have to hold Quant.
Yeah, it's like Quant comes with it. It's like Quant's the platinum of crypto. Bitcoin is the gold and ETH is the silver, then XRP is kind of like the fiat currency of
And you know
crypto.
what?
It's going to be what you need to transact, spend, move everything around.
People called Litecoin digital silver back then before ETH was the big thing.
And Litecoin has a lot of good things to go with, but I'm still I still think ETH has a more long term success than Litecoin does.
Yeah, it does. However, I like Litecoin's tokenomics and the halving though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and no, can Quant go to 100K? Not anytime soon.
Not anytime, and not even next bull run. Quant, okay, tokenomics wise, yes, it's possible to go to 100K, but in reality, based on the uncertainty with altcoins, period, there's a lot of altcoins that are going to make it next bull run, but you can't really depend on altcoins for a 10-year
Mhm.
investment. You just can't. And banking on Quant, especially for the next 10 years, that's even a risk. But I would say Quant is the more established ones because, again, it's with the Bank of England. It's got Project Rosalind. It's got license. It's got all these good things for it. So it's hard to say because people say altcoins are a gamble, they're a bet. But at the same time, you have Quant that's actually making moves, and the tokenomics are so good. So it's hard to say.
Exactly. But it's like to say that it's going to go to 100K like next bull run
No,
is really
that's
really
bananas.
hard, but it could go to 3 to 5K. Shout out to Johnny Snook. Glad to have you in here. Thanks for your comment. What do you think Quant can get to per coin? Um, I'm saying like 1,000 to 1,500 in his next bull run, but it's possible to go to 3K. It all is based on market sentiment too. Like one, retail investors got to really pick in on it. Two, they have to get euphoria around Quant, and once that happens, then they're gonna it's staged for a takeoff, and who knows how high it can get then. But I'm realistically aiming for like 1,000 to 1,500 per coin.
Yeah, that's my sell target for sure. My sell target is 1,000 to 1,500, but I have so much quant where at $1,000, I'm already gonna have six figures, so I'm gonna want to cash
Mm-hmm.
out. I'm already gonna have six
Exactly.
figures at $1,000.
Exactly. And shout out to Talented 10th. I will hold Quant until it hit 100K.
Mm-mm.
But hey, and it might get there in another in a decade. It really depends. But I also believe that you should take profits as you go along. Definitely something you want to do as you go along.
Because it's like those people, the people who held Bitcoin early. Like you can say whatever you want in hindsight, but when it comes to reality, let's say you bought Bitcoin at $100,
Hmm.
you would have sold at 1,000 because that's a 10x. Let's say if you would have bought a Bitcoin at 100, okay, maybe you held it to like 3,000. So April 2019 ish prices after the 2017 bull run. I mean, yeah, you saw that big bull run, but I mean, you cash out at $3,000. I mean, realistically, what I'm trying to say is you can say whatever you want based on hindsight or whatever the future holds, but in the moment, you need to lock those profits in. Not all of them, but you definitely need to lock in most of them
Exactly.
if you plan on holding that long. Lock in 75% and keep in the rest.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I'm sorry. I'm just getting something switched over and typed here. But yeah, it's like there's so much potential in this thing, and it's like you're kind of coming in when ETH was at the $200 to $300 range as well. Like that's where I see Quant right now with
Except it has more price potential because there's a lot less. I mean, ETH is deflationary, but there's a lot less regardless. So.
exactly.
You're looking at like a moonshot if Quant gets the euphoria. And this is not, we're not paid. We are not shills. We're not like the Hexicans. We're not like Poop Coin. We're not like Pepe Coin. We're not telling you to buy it, just so, oh, we need the price to go up. Like, oh, no, like Quant is a legit thing. Quant is doing so good things with the Bank of England. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost to me like it's the one of the biggest bets in crypto based off real life use case, not talking about price.
Exactly. Shout out to Freedom Fighter. Glad to have you back in here. Not paid either for a hex, and that's true. Like a lot of people who are the biggest supporters are generally not paid people of any of those tokens, and those are probably the people you really want to watch because they most likely have their money where their mouth is, and that's what Cody is trying to.
But if you want to make a bet on an altcoin, buy Quant over Hex. Buy something that actually has a real life use case because Hex does not have any business enterprise use case. There's nothing for big businesses. There's nothing for any of that with Hex or just for example, Pepe coin. I put Hex and Pepe in the same league. Like they're both garbage.
Well, there you have it from the word of mouth. But I hope Freedom Fighter is still up to that stream in 2 weeks. So I'm hoping for sometime in the
Oh,
first
I'm
week.
ready. I'm ready. I have my notes ready. I've done
We'll
so
do
much
that.
research on her.
The Hex versus the naysayers, the Hexican versus the naysayers. So I really hope Freedom Fighter, you're more than welcome to join in on that. And I'll message you on when that will happen for you.
I'm so
Try to
ready.
get out with your schedule. So shout out to Talented 10th. I have Algo. That's also a good one to have. I don't have it in my wallet, but it's on my watch list. It's not in my portfolio. It's in my watch list. And for those of you who are new to the stream, the cryptos I hold are Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Atom, Dot, Quant, Crow, and Link. Although Crow is probably going to disappear shortly, as well as I still have 2 open slots for other cryptos that I'm probably gonna it's either gonna be Litecoin, but it's most likely right now gonna be Litecoin and ad shares that I'm going to be adding in.
Ad
Is what
shares is a good one.
exactly, and we did a stream on it. I think a day ago or 2 days ago. So it's in the replays on Rumble and YouTube where we talked about ad shares and adding it to our watch list and really thinking about adding that to where we're going.
But BlackRock and the Bitcoin ETF, like everybody's got different views on it. Some people, it depends on who you ask. Some people will say it killed crypto. Some people will say it saved it. It honestly depends on who you ask. Me personally, regardless, we're getting big money coming in. We're getting big money coming in, and yeah, a lot of people don't like BlackRock. I personally don't like BlackRock, but I mean, depending on who you ask, you're gonna get different opinions.
Exactly. I'm not a big fan of BlackRock either, although some shares in BlackRock, but it's to me, it's just part of the engine. Out to what's his name here? Uh, Take it easy. Rid of Crow. Well, thank you for your comment and your support. Glad to have you in here. Why I'm getting rid of Crow is mainly I got the card, so I don't need the stake. I got released from staking for the 180 days, so I don't really need it anymore. I've kind of been going downhill on it, and I think there's better opportunity in the cryptos that I have, so I was just redispersing it into among those cryptos. That's all I was really doing. I'm taking it out of there because I don't think it's yeah, of course it will the bull run. Of course it will come back. Crypto.com is still a big exchange. They're not most likely not going anywhere. But I see better profits in other things than that. And that's why I'm
Exactly.
out of Crow. And that's something I advise everyone to do. If you feel that an asset in whether it's a stock, crypto, real estate is no longer viable for you, it's not going to generate the profits you want, and you find something else that will generate the profits, do weigh your options very carefully, do your research, and then, of course, exit out if you must exit out of your position.
Exactly. That's I've had to do that with a few cryptos that I realized that they're not working out for me. I'd rather, just keep a small portfolio of three coins, and that's Bitcoin, Ethereum,
Mhm.
Quant, and Polkadot. You gotta have Bitcoin and ETH. Like, people buy so much garbage, but they don't put their freaking energy towards Bitcoin and ETH just because they want to get rich so bad. It's like, bro, all the money, all the time you're spending on this bogus project, you could be buying some Bitcoin, you could be buying some ETH. Like, I don't understand people and where their heads at. But I guess they want to make profit, degen profit. I understand that, but it's like you could be buying Bitcoin and ETH.
And it's and just those are really blue chip. It's not they're nice blue chip stocks. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read you guys on the sideways because I forgot my stand today. Um, so they're good. Bitcoin and ETH are good blue chip tokens that are going to carry their value for a while. So even if you buy Bitcoin now, in 10 years, you're going to be in profit. So shout out to Logan, glad to have you back in here. Good morning, buddy. Shout out to JB, glad you're in the stream. Thank you for your support and your comment. Are you not a huge are you not at a huge loss in Crow now? I am in a huge loss at Crow. So basically, what I do when I exit out is I'm going to register the loss, and then I'm going to take the loss and apply it to this year's taxes. And that way, I'm going to recoup some of it back, but I feel like I can recoup a lot more in another asset, and that will help me carry it forward. Shout out to Logan again. Glad to have you back in. You have a blessed day as well. Hope everyone has a blessed day in chasing that bag and getting to their financial freedom and success. But a little bit back to Quant, I kind of want to go over because they have this nice description on Coin Market Cap where you can go like who the founders are. So you have Gilbert Verdian, one of the founders of Quant, the idea for the blockchain project while he was working in the healthcare sector. Verdian identified the importance of interoperability in ensuring that patients registered on different platforms are covered. So this is where he got the idea.
And he has 20 years of cybersecurity in MIT. Gilbert Verdian has actual like experience in business and enterprise, 20 years plus. He's not some random Joe coming out saying, "Hey, I'm a greater force for good. I'm promising you returns." No, he actually has experience in the real world.
Yep, he served as the chief information security officer of Vocalink, a Mastercard company, chief information officer of NSW Ambulance, the Cisco of eHealth, NSW, and security lead of Ministry of Justice of the UK. That's quite the resume there. And as well as 20 years total of experience. But he talked about the same thing I kept preaching from the very beginning of crypto is that a lot of this is real world applications. And one of the biggest ones is the hardest thing is when you're trying to gather up someone's medical information across all these hospitals, doctors' offices, everything like that, and making one file. And that's part of the reason why Quant was brought to the world, but it also has a lot of other applications that are really good.
Oh yeah. And the fact that you can actually use your quant, and like if you're a business in that sector, you can actually use your quant to actually better your business and buy services with it. Like, it's not just some useless
Mhm.
token. Like, it actually has like a use to it.
Exactly. Um, it is it has such great real world potential that uh, it's uh, it's unfathomable that no one knows about it yet right now. To Roscoe Youngblood, like the name, uh, how high how high do you think Quant can go by 2030? So how high Quant can go by 2030? That's a very um, interesting question because that's we're talking about a 7 year outlook. So if we're going just by bull runs, so we'll have a bull run, then 4 years later we'll have so if everything aligns perfectly and oh shout out to Caddy, welcome back in, glad to have you in here as well. Um, if for to hit for it to hit this number, everything would have to align perfectly. Like retail investor sentiment, usage, all the big players are in it, like JP Morgan, and also all their projects, the central banks and everything. I would say that would be a good $10,000 to $15,000 range. I think at that point it's going to overtake ETH at that point, which would probably
Yeah.
I think it'd be what, like
Hold,
32,000.
hold on. Let me check. Let me check the market cap calculator right now.
Yeah, because Quant's market cap is 1.2 billion right now. Well, while you do that, quick, I'm gonna go, shout out to the Catman. Glad to have you back in here. Thank you for your support as well. We need to gang up, put us together, boss. We definitely. Unfortunately, I don't have the software
So
yet to merge the TikTok channels, but you can certainly come on live if you'd like. I can host up to 10 people on live, and if you want to, you go to the YouTube stream. It's in the chat. And you can click that link.
so the
But
current
go ahead, Cody.
with the if Quant had the current market cap of Ethereum, Quant would be at
Okay.
$15,517, and that's 117x.
So, and I think it's going to overtake it definitely by 2030. We're definitely looking at some. It should be overtaking range.
I believe it could do it in 5 years. I'm serious. I believe the 20, because think about it. We're having a halving in 2024. 4 years after that's 2028. I believe by the next Bitcoin halving, not the one after the next, 2028, it'll definitely hit that.
That could very well be, but also
2029 will be the next bull run because if we're following the 4 year cycle, 4 years after the next halving, that's 2028. We get a bull run a year after. So next bull run and the one after the next is going to be 2029.
yep, exactly. And it's definitely going to be interesting because I think by then we're going to see closer to adoption.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
you're going to
100%.
see businesses, you're going to see stable coins being used by businesses and people.
And they're going to be
You're going
advanced stable coins.
and there's definitely going to be a lot more work and development in the cryptoverse that will help propel it forward. So it's just one of those it's one of those things like we just kind of have to be patient on. I know all of us kind of now, but this growth well, first off, the growth is way faster than any other market has. Crypto has already hit a lot of milestones advanced before other industries did, like the dot-com industry, the tech industry, and then even though crypto is part of the tech industry, I'm really considering it being quite separate from it. But let's just look back at history. So it's like you had the Industrial Revolution, you had the railroads. They took about 40 years to really get going. Then you had the steel and precious metals industries. They took about 30 years. Automobiles took about 100 years to really get to where we are now. So now crypto looks like it's going to get to where uh, the internet, the internet technologies were 2009, like in the next year. So it took the internet 30 years to get to where it is now. Crypto is going to get there in half the time. So it's already exceeding at an exponential pace. Shout out to Caddy. I'm new to crypto, but I feel that these big institutions coming in will mess up the 4 year cycle.
Yeah.
Actually, well, it will change. We won't have these 4 year cycles anymore. But I see what you did there, Decathlon. But shout out to the Caddy again. But it's going to mess up the 4 year cycle, as in it's going to bring you to price action. So we won't get these bull runs and like have these up and down graphs. But institutions come with big money and clarity. They're going to drive up the value of everything because they're just going to funnel money into it. And as they're funneling money into it, retail investors will start to hop on. They'll funnel more money into it. And then before you know it, it's at like a $5 trillion valuation, and the sky's the limit at that point. But then we get more price stability, we get more overall liquidity as you have more people trading and interacting in the market. Shout out to no, I'm talking about pull us together and let's set up a crypto firm. Us little people need the help. Exactly too. Although it's a little more complicated, but I appreciate the sentiment of that. But yeah, you can definitely do investment clubs, and people and put all your assets together and to make bigger purchases for the long term and make big. That's what Warren Buffett did in his beginning years from 20 to I think it was like he was 45. That's how he got the capital necessary to start getting bigger projects. Is he started an investment group with like-minded individuals that want to go in the same direction. To talented 10th, BlackRock ETF is just the beginning. Absolutely. And it kind of set the stages for this, even though their move into it was a little degenerate and they and underhanded. However, they're going in for their ETF. Fidelity's going in. Grayscale is trying to get theirs going and suing the SEC over the clarity and decision over their ETF. So we are probably going to see by the end of this year at least 4 or 5 Bitcoin ETFs hit the market, and all of them have been buying Bitcoin nonstop. Like they just been hammering it in. So they must, as of course, big money sees something that probably a lot of people don't see, and that's why they're gobbling it up. Although, of course, BlackRock is selling off real estate assets to, I'm guessing, to make these purchases.
They definitely have to be.
But the fact that BlackRock is all of a sudden getting into this cryptoverse like this, that's usually that's a good sign that we're probably going to get one in the next couple years regulation clarity. Two, we're going to get more mass adoption, as a lot of people don't understand. Once this ETF hits the market, it's really just going to be retail investors that come in. Shout out to Zen. Thanks for the follow. Glad that thanks for the support. As retail investors pile in, but it's going to be the pension funds and all those huge funds that are going to be shoveling money into these ETFs because it's just a new venture, something new to put the money into and hope for bigger gains.
You know what's going to be funny when Gen Zers, which is my generation, we all get old and we're reminiscing on Bitcoin and these current days. That's what's going to be crazy. That's what not a lot of people talk about. When us Gen Zers are old farts, we're talking about how early we bought Bitcoin. By then, because of the tokenomics and how the halving works, the Bitcoin block rewards are probably going to be 0.00000 something. And the price of Bitcoin is probably not going to be volatile at all. It's probably going to be very stable. And we're going to be like, do you remember the days when people would talk about how volatile Bitcoin and crypto was? Look at Bitcoin now. It barely moves. That's what it's going to be like one day. It's going to be stuck. It's going to be capped.
Exactly. Shout out to Talented 10th and shout out to the Catman. Thanks for your comment and support there. That's what I'm talking. Definitely, you guys should pull money together as long as you guys draft up a investment club agreement. Shout out to Talented 10th. The bull run is going to be crazy for real. Probably the biggest one yet. It'll probably be the biggest one so far, and that'll probably be the same thing for the next couple ones too.
You do have to take into for account of diminishing returns, though, because diminishing returns do exist.
Yes.
Just like there's diminishing returns, there's also diminishing losses. So as time goes on, yeah, the returns, they're going to be diminished, but the losses are also going to be diminished. So you have the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Gonzalez, appreciate the support. Thank you for the follow. Let me catch up on some comments here. The Catman, shout out to the Catman. We got to do what the big players do. We could be the next Gray Rock. Absolutely. Shout out to Talented 10th. I'm going to build generational wealth in 4 weeks after this bull run. There you go. And then shout out to Caddy. I appreciate both of your perspectives. We definitely appreciate all your guys' support here. All we did was we just added cameras and mics to what we talk about every day. So glad to have you guys in on a conversation because you guys definitely bring a different perspective for us. So I mean, with that said, I mean there really isn't much more to talk about Quant other than you should just have it in there, and it's just like the same thing with Bitcoin. You're going to see a crap ton of growth over the next 10 years in the crypto verse just alone, and you're going to see Bitcoin's price slowly stabilize. It's going to hit a top resistance level, but it's no longer going to go down as fast, but it's not going to go up as fast either. And we kind of see that right now. We're not getting 40-50% swings in Bitcoin right now. We're getting really at most sometimes 10% in a day, maybe 20%. Shout out to I've been gobbling up Quant. There we go. Cody definitely did some buying yesterday.
Oh, yes, I
Shout
did.
out to Talented 10th. Bro, what do you think about Mana? Mana is one of those gaming tokens, if I'm
It
correct.
is. The gaming sector, so I love that he talked about that because I've been studying the gaming sector a lot. And the gaming sector, it's currently at like an $8 billion market cap. And a lot of people are
Mhm.
saying that the gaming crypto market cap can go from 8 billion from where it's at right now to 100 billion. So next bull run, gaming tokens could pretty much be the whole market cap of crypto was in 2017, which was 100 billion. And that's in
Yep. And
gaming.
no, go ahead, Cody. Finish your
The
thought
way
there.
gaming is going and play to earn, and how people want rare items and they want rare skins, and people are going to be able to trade things. You need a blockchain to do that, like you just do, and gaming tokens are going to
Mhm.
change that.
Exactly. And what's also is I think it's going to of course you got the Apple VR that's going to launch soon. You have GTA 6 which is coming out with its own in-game currency or using a different crypto for it and with NFTs and skins and stuff like that. So we're really see with this bull run and it might happen on the second half of the bull run, but we're going to see some massive movement in the crypto gaming verse. And 100 billion might yet not even be the beginning yet of it. That's crazy because we might get a lot more. Shout out to Joe. Thanks for the follow. Glad to have your support. Let me try to catch up on some of these comments here. Um, Shout out to Roscoe Youngblood. What are your top 4 favorite bags? Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Well, my top 4 are really ETH, Bitcoin, XRP, and Quant. Those are my top 4. But I think Cody has a little bit different than mine, but we're both about the same.
Mine,
Cody, what are your top 4?
Ethereum and Quant. Okay, if we want to go by size, number one, Quant, number two, Polkadot, and number three, ETH. And ETH is my smallest right now just because for the past 18 months, I was really DCing into altcoins. Kind of like Benjamin Cowan, I don't consider ETH an alt. ETH is not an alt, in my opinion. It's too established, but I'm adding into my ETH position mainly because if I have all of this Quant and you have to have Ethereum to move it, why not only just get a small amount of ETH, but get a big bag of ETH too? That
Mm-hmm.
way, I have like this month I'll have 52 Quant, and like by the end of this month. And so if I leave my Quant alone for the rest of this year at like 52 Quant, and I'm just buying Ethereum all year, which is a more liquid asset and it's less volatile, I could technically buy Quant cheaper later on after filling up my ETH bags if it goes down because of volatility. And that's just my game plan. Like I'm building up to 52 this month, leaving it alone, buying up to 5 ETH all year. And then if Quant dips, I can just buy more Quant.
Exactly, and that's Cody's plan. I'm kind of trying to bring up my altcoins to the level of where my Bitcoin and Ethereum is at, and my XRP. Those are kind of like my biggest bags, and then Quant's like the fourth biggest. So give me a second here. I'm going to get to the next comments. I'm just trying to get up there. Shout out to Big BTW on the Twitch side. Love to have you in there. Next comment. And you're welcome, Roscoe Youngblood. We just love just sharing our thoughts and getting to hear from your thoughts. Shout out to Talented 10th. What do y'all think about FET AI and AGIX? And what do you think about Render Token? Well, we actually had a whole stream on Render about a week and a half ago, so it's in our replay. But it is on our watch list, and I do see some value in Render Token.
ETH down.
I just haven't I haven't done a lot of research on FET AI and AGIX. Cody, do you have? Are you familiar with AGIX? I'm gonna pull.
I've heard of it, yes. But what I was trying to say was ETH actually dropped 3% down to like 1860.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still holding strong above that. It hasn't dipped down below 1500 yet. But let's take a look at this one here. Whoops. Okay, so they've been out for a while. AGI info here. So when did they start? Okay, in 2019, about the same time as all the other ones. The global, thanks to its globally accessible AI market, great share and monetize. Okay, I do see some potential in this. I'll have to do a deep dive to really give you a good answer there, buddy. But with all the swing in AI right now, anything that says anything about AI is going to make money in this next market creation there.
Yep.
So it definitely could be a good investment there. Shout out to Roscoe Youngblood. Makes sense. Nice plan. Thank you for your support there and your tips there. We definitely appreciate that. Shout out to Isabel Farmer. What if Quant doesn't dip anymore? That is a potential thing because there's such a high to buy demand for it. It's keeping it above 100, but it's still a good time to dollar cost average in. I see it from a trading point, and I work with probably more capital people do since I own quite a few businesses. So I'm able to put 10, 20, $30,000 down at a time. And I just wait for probably the best buy-in point. But if you're going to do it like 200 or 150 at a time, or like do a little bit with every paycheck, then it's just easier just to dollar cost average as you go. Just every 2 weeks, make a buy order, and you'll eventually start building your quant holding, and you don't have to worry about whether it's going to dip to an all new low or all new high, if that makes sense. What are your thoughts on what if quant doesn't dip?
Then that's why we DCA, because if we're dollar cost averaging, like, it doesn't matter what the price does, we're always winning. Because if it goes lower, you just buy more. If it goes up, I mean, you still have your position and you're in profit. So I mean, basically, yeah, it can dip. Quant has done this for the past 3 times. It goes to 98, and I've literally counted. It's been 3 times. It goes to 98, goes to 115. We think we're gonna go to 120, but then we go back down to 103, and then we stay at 103 to 105 for a little bit. Then we go back to 98, and then we do the same thing again. That's literally what Quant has been doing this whole time. 98. 105, 115. Oh, we can't get 120, so we're going back to 105. Oh, we can't get 110 again. We're going back to 98, and it keeps going. I've noticed that. It's so predictable now.
Yeah, and we're really hoping like my biggest hope is to get to 85 range so I can max out the buys, but I don't think we're going to get that. We're not going to get that 55 $25 range again on Quant. I think that's long gone now. And if you didn't partake in that, then it's just gonna be unfortunate. However, you're not missing out. As like I said, if it gets to 15,000 and beats replaces Ethereum as the second highest market cap, you're still going to make a ton of money, even investing right now at $100. Um, Shout out to Joe. Glad to have you in here, and thanks for the support and follow. Thought on Corium. Um, I haven't really looked into that one. There's those out there, so we don't get a chance to look at them all. We're gonna pull up Corium in just a second. Shout out to Caddy. Got a little AGIX. There we go. And shout out to Talented 10th. What do you all think of BTT? Okay, so that's another one I'm not really familiar with, but let's pull up Corium first. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Oh, Core. Okay, that's. I have seen this for a while. I think it went live on what's it called Uphold, and you can buy and trade on Uphold, I believe. But I'm sure, Corey, Cody, what are your thoughts on Core?
I don't know much about it to talk about it, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in the same boat. We might a little bit more, but since it only came out really a year ago, and this year it got introduced to exchanges. I mean, it's hard to say. I know there's some people who follow it. I mean, right now on Coin on what's this Coin Market Cap, it's got 2K followers and 11,000 watch lists. So it's not followed by a lot. It's got a 54 million market cap, 104,000 trade volume, but that could go up with the bull run and with it being on some larger exchanges now. But it's hard to say we'll see activity on this, but that's not to say it can't be a good investment. We'll have to take a real look. And let's take a look at BTT. If I know. Oh, BitTorrent, the new BitTorrent. I'm guessing that's what you're looking for on the 10th. And shout out to Talented 10th. What do you think of Veracity, and what do you think of Viot? So those are two I definitely haven't heard of. Well, we'll definitely have to do your do some research on that. Man, you guys are definitely coming in here. Trying not to miss you guys. Shout out to Donald McGill. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. And shout out to Wally Newberg. Glad to have you back in here. Thank you for your support. What's your thought on Unicorn? I'm guessing that's the Uniswap thing. But to the top one, if you're talking about the new BitTorrent, I don't know. It's looking like the same thing of every pump and dump. But it's only been February of last year that it's been out, right? Yeah. So it probably is just playing off the name of it, but if it's doing the same thing that the other BitTorrent did, then we'll just have to see. So yeah, the original BitTorrent was purchased by Tron in 2018.
Oh, I remember BitTorrent. It did move last bull run.
But
look at the all-time high.
This is the new BitTorrent, though. And this one's only been around for a year and a half. So I think someone's just trying to play off that name. Not sure. If you're referring to Uniswap, if that's what Unicorn is, I think that's what you got to use for Uniswap. Is it? Let me just see here. Unicorn. Man, there's not giving a lot of information on this. Well, right now it's sitting very low. Hate to say, spike doesn't really drive enthusiasm for me. That it got to 39 cents and quickly dropped. And it doesn't look like anyone's following this token either. Uni might be a dead project. If the unicorn project, if it's
Uniswap?
one,
Oh, I
no,
thought you were talking about Uniswap.
no, that's what I thought too. But it's I'm hoping it's first because a lot get pulled up. So Veracity and Via, I'm gonna have to pull those up too. Hopefully I can find them. Okay, there's Veracity. Pull that one up pretty quickly. So well, it's almost on 400,000 watch list. Ooh, 186K followers. Let's take a look at all, see where it's been. So it's been around for a few years. Let's take a look at, well, it's definitely got information on it. So that's definitely leading to a good thing for me. But this is the thing here, like saying where it says Veracity also provides payment solutions and reward staking ecosystem with 15% yields guaranteed through April 2024. So that in essence makes it a security. And
What?
well, this sentence right here on it, Veracity also provides payment solutions and a reward staking ecosystem with 15% yields guaranteed through April 2024. So that's what makes it a security. So if the SEC finds it, they're going to axe this project. I guarantee it. And I don't think it's on any major exchanges either. No. So that means you got to buy it through Uniswap or Pancake Swap. But it's got 9.3 million. It's got $54 million market cap. But I guess there's a lot of hope in this, but not a lot of use I get yet. So that's my thinking of their talented 10th. Via, I'll try to do a couple more of these for you guys. Someone's got the same ticker symbol. Less activity and followers. Let's take a look at all. Did it just open up? Yeah, last year. It's been around for a year. Hovering at 9 cents. Well, just this brief little segment here has potential, but it hasn't gone anywhere and no one's really watching the project. So it's hard to say because there's no followers on crypto on CoinMarket for you guys. So, but we'll have to watch it as we go in. Shout out to Mike Gonzalez. Have you looked into Meld? No, but you're not the first person to do that. So we'll have to do that another day here, or I'll have to make an individual video about it. LimeWire, any thoughts? I think it's just all nostalgia hype with LimeWire.
Yeah, that is nostalgia hype.
Because that's with people my age, where it's we used to use LimeWire for everything before Napster or after Napster, but it's just nostalgia. It's going to run its course soon with it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wally Newberg says Unicon. Joe says no, layer one enterprise grade blockchain staking at 31%. That was for his pick. So okay, that's for Corium. I guess we'll have to new CDDC in the works for Unicon or Unicoin. Sorry. Yeah, we'll definitely have to take a deeper look into that. Ooh, so yeah, we are. You guys are definitely coming in hot and heavy with these comments. Shout out to the talented one. All right, guys, I'm out. I need to spend time with my beautiful wife. Hey, there you go. Shout out to user 8220. Oh my gosh, look at this guy, typical crypto trader. Well, I am just a normal stock trader, so that's what I can only base my viewings off of my experience. I've been in the been a trader for 9 years and been investing for most of my life. So it's just how I look at things. But I can't. I try to give you guys the best information so that we can steer clear of pump and dumps, or just tell you, hey, the pump already happened, things like that. I normally like to stick to blue chip stocks and everything, or blue chip tokens to really. That's where I think the most value is. I try not to deviate from anything, but I don't buy anything I can't put on my hard wallet. If it's not on the hard wallet yet, then I'm not going to buy it. That's just how I view it, because I'm trying not to keep anything in any exchanges, and especially not MetaMask. MetaMask has been hacked so many times. It's crazy. So I just don't want to deal with it. Talented 10th. Yeah, we'll have to check out Tectonic at the next time. But we'll see you next stream. Shout out to the King baby. What's your price prediction on Quant next bull run? We did cover that earlier on in the stream. So if you want to watch the replay, you can go back on YouTube or Rumble and watch the replay there. But we're definitely seeing that it's going to overtake ETH in the next it could be in the next bull run too. That put it at over 15,000 a coin. But next bull run I'm anticipating really somewhere between 1 and 3,000. But definitely by 2030 we could see it overtaking ETH. Yeah, and I hope that answers your question. But we definitely appreciate your support and your comment there. Really appreciate it, and appreciate to everyone of everyone on the other channels as well. Shout out to NG Dubs, a longtime supporter there on the YouTube side. BitTorrent founder is now CEO of Chia Network. Yes, I did hear about that. I wanted to kind of when I get a chance, take a look into that on there. Shout out to the King baby. That's good enough for me. To go to the moon. There we go. And if you are getting into Quant right now, $100 is still. I mean, if it gets to 1,500 only, that's still a nice 10x.
That's a 15x from 100 to 1,500.
15x. I'm sorry, but it's I mean, we're not trying to hope for enormous gains here, but as we grow higher, I would definitely recommend taking steady profits as we go here. I don't really have much else to say. I'm trying to cover everyone's topics, but I do have to head into my office today and get things done. As you guys know, I do own a moving company and a detail shop. And I kind of lead the sales force for my moving company. So I got to get into the office, get everything going, and start catching up on some calls and things like that. But really do appreciate this live here. Really appreciate all you guys' support. You got any final thoughts before we head out of here, Cody?
What was that? I'm sorry.
No. Do you have any final thoughts on before we head out on this stream?
Just keep dollar cost averaging and keep watching out for scams. And it doesn't matter who's talking about what. You have to literally have the knowledge to understand what is right for you and what not. You have to know what is a scam and what is not. Because if you're just investing in any coin looking for a moonshot, or you follow a community that has like a leader, like for example Hex, that promises returns and is a blatant scam, I mean, just stay away from it.
Shout out to Jeff there. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Definitely really appreciate it. Just wanted to, before we get going out here, my final thoughts, always dollar cost averaging, always do your research, always make sure you never invest more than what you are willing to lose. But also, always, you just got to be patient. I think amount of patience is good for investing, because you don't want to make an impulsive decision that could set you on a different path. Shout out to Victoria. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to get further info, I mean, you can watch our replays on Rumble and YouTube. Simply Investing 6638 is our tag on YouTube. The link is also in the bio of if you look on my profile on TikTok. Also, if you guys want to join the Patreon, we're gonna get some more exclusive interviews. Like I got 2 lined up, one in August, one in September. I'm working with a guy who's trying to contact his company to see if it's okay as a financial advisor to come in and give you guys some support and things like that.
Oh,
Um,
by the way,
I'm
the
sorry.
speaking of financial advisors, it kind of reminded me. The girl I'm talking to, she's actually getting $75,000 from the state because she got into a bad wreck and it wasn't her fault at all. And her lawyer just told her that she's getting $75,000 from the state. And I
Mhm.
told her about, once you get that, I asked her, what she plans on doing. She says she's paying off her student loans first, which is great. Yeah, but she's gonna have about $40,000 left over, and I didn't tell her to invest in crypto. She doesn't even know that I'm in crypto. But I told her, I said you should hand the remaining of it to a financial advisor, like a good one. I even showed her the one you sent me, and she's considering it. Like she really wants to do something smart with the remainder 30 something thousand she has after paying off her student loans.
Yep.
$75,000 is a life changing amount of money, and she's already knocking out her student loans with it.
Yep, and that's going to free up a lot of future income for her to do other things. So, and that's what you want to do because like injury payouts are non-taxable. So as far as I understand, but you want to make sure you get a tax return for that. But always, even I have a financial advisor, and the one that Cody was talking about is the guy that's my financial advisor that I gave to her to help her with her journey and things like that. But if you want to do, like I said, that's all going to be part of Patreon, and that's how we're going to introduce. I'm going to try and bring like talented financial individuals to the Patreon for interviews, for live sessions only on Patreon, and you only get that you get that with the $3. So I'm working a lot behind the scenes for you guys as well as Cody. Also, all those funds go into getting new equipment and things like that. We do have an idea for the studio, so none of it's going to be wasted. It's all going to go right back to you guys, especially in getting interviews. As you know, I got to fly people in, pay for their plane ticket, kind of pay for the hotel, things like that. So just want to make as a business owner, always want to make every platform of business be able to sustain and pay for itself. So that's what we're trying to do. But it also we're trying to give you guys stuff that is actually valuable to you. So I think bringing in financial advisors, brokers who are actual active traders, people from who used to be CEOs or COOs of banks and things like that, so you guys can see it from a different perspective. So that's all that I'm trying to bring, as well as I'm going to try and do. I think I'm going to try and make it a season where it's 10 episodes, so 10 exclusive interviews with other entrepreneurs and business owners, and like at least an hour or two long interview. They can go over their trials, successes, obstacles, over how they overcame them, and everything like that. Their thoughts of where the world's going. Then I think that'll be great for you guys. And I'll all be in the Patreon. I have that link in the bio of TikTok as well. I also have everything in the description on the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch descriptions as well. I believe hopefully should be in there if it transferred over. But really do appreciate you guys. Definitely liked having you guys in here. We will be back. Saturday is usually a day we do not stream, so you won't see us for a couple days, but we will be back on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for What is in Your Portfolio, where we go over my portfolio. So my stock and crypto portfolios, my losses, my gains. You can see with the potential real world money that I am making and losing on that. So as I always say, I don't play with fake money. It's all real money. It's all my money. So any loss is a real loss.
Me and
So
Sal use real money, and I do want to say this before we head out, just as a motivation to you guys, because this shit matters a lot. Like, I'm currently dropping nicotine, which is the worst habit in my life. I'm dropping vaping as a whole, and dropping vaping will not only help me live longer and have a healthier body, but I'm gonna have more money to put into crypto. Like I'm gonna have more quant to buy. I'm gonna have more crypto to buy just from stopping that terrible habit. So I encourage you guys, whatever vice that's pulling you down and you want to get into investing and you want to be wealthy, you have to have an identity tied to that. Like, okay, if I want to make a bunch of money, why would it make sense for me to do something that kills me? If you want to make a bunch of money, you got to live long enough. So anything that's tearing you down and making your body corrupt, drop it so you can have more money.
Exactly. Exactly. And you want to enjoy the wealth that you're going to create. It is basically what Cody is angling for there. So you definitely want to take care of yourself. I myself, I'm definitely, now that I'm at a point now, I can actually hire a good fitness trainer, dietitian, and all that fun stuff, and going through that process and on my downward journey and losing weight. So, because like I definitely want to be here to enjoy all the stuff that I have built so far, and I'm having fun doing it. But with that said, guys, I do got to go. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help us get to 10,000 followers on TikTok. Help us get to 1,000 followers on YouTube. Really appreciate that. And if you like to subscribe, definitely go ahead and do that. It's free on YouTube. We really appreciate all the support. Thank you, guys. We are going to check you later as we head out on this day. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, respect the process, and never invest more than what you are comfortable losing. I'll see you guys on Sunday.